listening to Clash Royale Radio with Dylan and Caleb in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Clash Royale Radio, episode number 32. I am your host, Dylan. And this week, we're going to be talking about the new evolution card, the Wizard, and a brand new spell card, the Void, and the balance changes. And there's so many balance changes coming in next season, and it's crazy. But guys, before we get started, we have a Discord, obviously. Come check us out. That's where I normally hang out. So I'd love to meet you. Come by and say hello. I'd love to meet you guys. And then also, guys, if you're listening to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or even YouTube, because we are posting on YouTube as well, either subscribe, leave a review, like, whatever. Really support the show. And if you guys want to support us more, we also have a donation page. And if you want to, or also, you can become a Patreon as well. And all those links will be down at the show notes. So go ahead and check those out. And yeah, another thing, guys, you guys know by our last episode, but our goal is to get that creator's code. And the only way to do that is like we have to send it. I have to send in a form. And to do that, I have to have at least 100 subs on YouTube. It's no joke. Not trying to get, subs on YouTube or whatever, but I have to have at least 100 subs to do that. So if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And yeah. One thing, guys, I wanted to share, because I totally forgot about it last week, or last episode, why we haven't been uploading, was because we were on, or I was on in the middle of moving. So it was a long process. It took about a month and a half or so like that. So we were in the process of moving. I decided to not post for a while. So, but yeah, we got all moved in for the most part, and we are excited to be back. But on a good note, guys, Karate Kid will not be able to be here, obviously. He is booked up all weekend, and so is Caleb. Caleb was so close to being here, but he had something going on last minute, and I did not want to push the podcast or the episodes back another week, because you guys been screaming at me to upload more and more and more, and I'm trying my best. So I'm out here doing it by myself for the first time. It's super weird talking to a mic and not somebody else, to a co-host or whatever. So we'll just see how it goes. All right, guys, let's start us off. The new Evo Wizard coming in next season, the May season. And everybody saw this coming, the Evo Wizard. It's a one cycle, and the stats stay the same. So it's similar as in the Valkyrie, because the Valkyrie stats were the same as well. But the only thing it's changed is that its ability is a fire shield, which the shield has a 52% HP, more HP, which also survives arrows. And when that shield dies, it explodes like almost like a fireball. It also it'll kill minions, obviously. So there's the duration of that. But it also pushes back, and it doesn't say on here how many tiles it pushes back, but it's insane. The pushback is crazy. I think it's it's even more than like a snowball. It might be the same as a snowball if you take that. So yeah, I think it's about a snowball, but that's actually crazy. One cycle is crazy. So you guys are going to hate me on this, but I actually am excited to see the Evo Wizard, or just a Wizard in general, to be played in top ladder. I think this card's going to be, it's just, I'm not sure if this card really is actually going to be top ladder, like the pro level. It's still a 5 elixir card, and the Wizard itself is not very good. So we'll just kind of see how well the Evo side. I don't think it's going to be real broken, to be honest with you. I think it's actually a really balanced card. It's going to be super annoying. I'm glad that its fire rate isn't faster or anything like that, or it doesn't do like a bigger radius of its splash damage. So I'm glad they didn't do that. It's literally just a shield. So, yeah, and like I said, man, the shield explodes. So like any bats or just anything, it's just going to explode. Like I think it's crazy that it kills minions, but I think it's a good thing because it is a 5 elixir card. But yeah, we'll just, like I said, we'll just kind of see how that goes. Kind of thinking on top of my head what kind of decks it would be running with. It's hard to say. I generally do not know. A lot of people, I know I've been watching some Hunter CR, and I watched him play Ice Bow, but instead of Ice Wizard, he was playing with Wizard, and he was doing very, very well. So maybe it could be like a Fire Bow kind of thing. But the Ice Bow is just, or the Ice Wizard is just so good in that deck because it just slows everything down. Like I said, I don't know. I know mid ladder's absolutely going to love this Wizard because they already do. It's either Mega Knight and Wizard with Valkyrie and Knight. That's just the mid ladder. That's just how it is. I don't know. Top ladder is really going to play this. Honestly, I kind of hope so. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a really cool card that we can see a little bit more often. Kind of like the Bomber. The Bomber was not, was hardly ever played until its evolution, and now it's literally everywhere, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, because it's absolutely broken. It's everywhere, and it's crazy, especially, watching Surtag or Hunter or Boss. They will literally lose games just because somebody threw out a 2 elixir Bomber card at the bridge and the Bomber hits their tower. Like they'll end up losing. So, like I said, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's talk about the new spell card, which, guys, I was doing a little bit of digging. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the last time we've ever got a spell card, a brand new spell card, was Earthquake, which was back in 2018 or 19. I think it was 18. But I could be wrong. But anyways, guys, it's 3 elixir card. The rarity is epic. And you unlock it in Arena 15, which is the 5,000 trophy range. And what a weird spell. Like, I absolutely love it. When I say weird, I mean it's really cool, honestly. It's different. I think the range is like a fireball, I would say. But basically, I don't have the stats with me, so I'm sorry. But basically, it does more damage the less troops that are in its radius. So, like, you play a P.E.K.K.A. If your opponent plays P.E.K.K.A. and you use the Void card on that P.E.K.K.A., it's going to do massive damage. It might, like, half health the P.E.K.K.A. But, like, when it's supported, you've got probably seen YouTubers like OJ or something like that showcase the Void. But, like, when he plays Barbarians, the Barbarians barely die. It's literally, like, it's worse than an arrows, honestly, when you place it on top of Barbarians, because there's 5 of them in that radius. So the more cards, so if you play the Void and there's more cards in the radius, the card is designed to really beat down on beatdown decks, really, because it'll I don't know this for sure, but it'll probably have health a Golem or a Lava Hound. The card is insane. So we'll see a lot of predictions. Like, I'm kind of scared for Hunter, honestly, because I don't know how broken this card will be. Moham, he commented this on Twitter, and he said, "This spell, absolutely game-breaking. It can essentially act as arrows, earthquake, lightning, rocket, depending how many units are in its radius." And I think he's right. Like, I don't know how game-breaking it'll actually be. You're definitely going to have to, like, predict, like, it does, like, 3 or 4 strikes. But, like, if it does 1 strike, you can hurry up and play bats, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're good. So I think you still have some time. I think the actual time radius is 4.9 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, which is actually I think it's kind of crazy. That's a long time on the field. I don't even think freeze is that long. Yeah, Moham, like, obviously he thinks it's going to be game breaking, and yeah, we'll just kind of see. There's a lot of there is a few beatdown decks. Lava Hound is pretty popular. Golem is really good. Mainly it's because of the Dagger Duchess. Thankfully, they're getting a nerf. So we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. Again, just like the Wizard, I don't know what kind of decks this will be really good with. It might be good with all of them. If the card is really that OP, you can play this card and win. Like, it's only 3 elixir cards, so that's what's kind of insane. Like I said, it's an epic card, so 3 elixir, we'll just see how it goes. And I think, you can't be done with this card. Obviously, like, if you just lay it down. Oh, by the way, it just tickles the tower. It does nothing to the tower, so it's not a very good, like, cycle card to get damage. I think it does better than a log, possibly. Maybe arrows. It's probably worse than arrows, honestly. It wasn't very good on towers, but it was only good for when you place them on troops. Here's a crazy thing. It'll kill a Sparky it'll kill a Sparky. I don't think in one shot, honestly, but by himself. So what you'll probably see people doing is, like, they'll probably play the Sparky in the back, and then right when you see the Void hit once, then hurry up and play something, and it's like the damage just reduces so much. So you can save your Sparky in that way. So I think we'll see people do that. So you have time. So when people play this card, you'll have time to protect your units that you need to. So that's why I just don't know how good this card will really be. A lot of people think it's going to be broken. Like I said, Moham said it's game breaking. We have a few people in the Discord thinking that, like, it's going to be a really good card. This is all I'm going to be playing. I'll sub it with my stuff, So we'll just have to see. I wonder if it would be good with Lava Hound. I'm kind of thinking now, instead of arrows, like with Lava Miner, I'll have to get with Karate, but maybe next episode we'll see. Obviously, we'll know for sure because it'll be in the middle of the season. I wonder if it'd be good with Lava Miner. You replace the arrows, put in the Void, and see how it goes. But I don't know. Arrows is really good because it kills a lot of Swarm, and you have your Miner to snipe, so you really don't need your Void to snipe anything. And then you also have Dagger Touches, which just kills everything, it seems like. It's any tank and stuff like that. So honestly, after really thinking about that, I don't really know. But anyways, guys, that is it. The Evo Wizard and the Void coming out next.
Ever thought modern video games should be more interesting? At the Gaming Blender, we take randomized genres, mechanics, and make a new game every episode.
I've added permadeath.
We have a survival game of a hardcore simulation, which could be House Flipper, and with the permadeath of XCOM. And that all has to be an action adventure.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes.
And sometimes it doesn't quite work.
And you have a construction off over the course of the narrative.
A construction off. The way we can do this is that we ditch your idea entirely.
Entirely.
Check out the Gaming Blender on all your favourite podcast platforms now.
Season. Alrighty, guys. The balance changes, and there is so many balance changes here, and it's just absolutely crazy. Hopefully all these changes will mix up the meta a lot, and ultimately I just cannot wait. But let's go to number 1, the Archers, the HP multiplier, negative 20%, which I believe it'll die to arrows, and then the damage multiplier is plus 18. So it's going to be, I love this rework. We'll probably see her a little bit more. But I'm going to tell you guys, I think the arrows are going to be meta for sure. Number 2, the Barbarians, the Evo Barbarians. The HP multiplier is negative 12%, and the duration is plus 50%. So this multiplier, the HP nerf that it got, I believe it'll die to Fireball now, which is good. This is what this card needed. All these cards to die to its actual spell range. Number 3, the Bats. The first hit time speed is lowered. It used to be 0.3 seconds, and now it's up to 0.6 seconds. That is a plus 100%. So it's a lot longer now. for the first time hit speed for the Evo Bats, if I didn't say Evo Bats. Number 4, the Battle Ram. The push back to heavy troops like MK, just heavy troops, the Golem and stuff. It was 2 tiles. It's 0 tiles. Now this is what it needed. The pushback for sure. But that's all that it got, which I think is good because I don't think it was like the best card in the meta. And so them nerfing it a little bit like this, I think is completely fine, especially with the heavier troops. Number 5, the Evo Bomber. We are finally got what we wanted, guys. The cycle used to be 1 and now it's 2 cycle. Now, like to see if this drops in popularity. I don't think so. I think 2 cycles, especially with like fast troops and stuff, or fast cycled decks. So I think it's still going to be used. But I'm glad they've changed the cycle to 2 now. Number 6, the Evo Firecracker. The HP multiplier, negative 23%. I believe this will also die to Fireball. But the big spark duration, it went up more. It used to be 2.5 seconds, now up to 3 seconds, which is a plus 20%. So it was another rework. We'll just see how that works. Number 7, the Evo Knight. The HP multiplier, negative 8%. Now on here on the screen, it says a rework, but it looks like this is just a straight up nerf. It's just less tankier, which is good as well. The Knight is just everywhere as well. It's like the most versatile card in the entire game. Another card that was really crazy to see that it got a nerf, which is number 8, the Evo Mortar. The HP multiplier, negative 17%. So I probably disagree with this one. I don't think Mortar was really that strong. So them doing this, I think it will almost kill the card. I've been seeing stuff on Twitter and stuff like that it didn't need it. But like I said, we'll just see. Number 9. The Evo RG, the HP multiplier, negative 9%. I like it. I like it a lot, especially number 10, the regular RG. The HP got a 3% HP buff. So the whole card basically got a rework, and I like this. Kind of like the next one is the Recruits. The Evo Recruits, the HP multiplier is negative 10%, so not a whole lot. And especially it has the shield still, so like they'll be fine. But number 12, which is the normal recruits, they got a buff, which is a plus 3% more health points. So I think this is fine. It's more like a rework as well, kind of like the RG, like what they did there. Number 13, the Skeletons, the Evo Skellies. First hit time, plus 25%. It was 0.4 seconds, and now it's 0.5 seconds. So this is really good. Skellies were pretty good, but now after like the last couple of nerfs that it's gotten, it's really not that strong anymore. It's pretty good with like defense, but people were having zap and arrows and stuff like that. It's just not the best Evo. So like you only have 2 Evo slots. It's really not the best like Evo to put it in that slot, if that makes any sense. Number 14, a rework card, which is the Evo Tesla. The HP multiplier, negative 17%. But here's a new thing. When it dies, it does a shockwave. So that's interesting. I absolutely love this. It's got like another ability. Not really another ability, but like I said, whenever it dies, it does another shock. So I think this is going to be crazy good. I think we're really going to see Tesla more for sure. Number 15, the Evo Valkyrie. It got a rework. The HP multiplier, negative 4%, so not a whole lot, but the tornado damage is a plus 11%. I like this. I do like this a lot. The tornado was really good. I'm wondering if it'll one tick Skellies. I don't know if it already did or not. I don't really play Valkyrie very much, so we'll just see how that plays out. But ultimately, I like the rework there. Number 16, the Evo wall breakers. The runner damage, which I believe it's the big run, the wall breakers. You know what I mean? Negative 50%, which is huge damage. So it used to be 392, and now it's 196 damage. So that was huge. But the runner speed increases. I don't know why this is not a. I don't know why this is a huge nerf. It should be more of a rework because you're getting a plus 33% faster speed. It used to be 90, now it's 120 speed. So on here it does say it's a buff, but I think this is more of a rework. The speed is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Now I'm wondering if like the Cannoneer, adding the speed, I wonder if the Cannoneer will kill all of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll have to see. Number 17, the Evo Zap. The second strike damage is negative 50%, and the third strike damage is a negative 50%. I think this has definitely needed it. Evo Zap was absolutely crazy. The damage is, like I said, used to be 192 damage to now it is 96 damage. So I think this is really good, especially for towers. I don't know what the tower damage is. It might be the same. I don't know, but really like this because Zap was absolutely everywhere. So now we got some tower troops. Number 18, the Cannoneer. The damage went down negative 5%, so not a whole lot. 422 to 401. I wouldn't say it necessarily needed it. I thought it was pretty good. Now, I really don't think people are going to be using this card because of the Dagger Duchess. But I could be wrong. We'll have to see because now Dagger Duchess, which is number 19, the Dagger Duchess gets a health point a nerf, negative 14%. So I believe this is all level 11 tournament standard. Her health point was 3,218. Now it's going down to 2,780. So that's pretty huge, honestly, for a tower health. So I don't know what that compares to the Cannoneer. I probably should have had that ready for you guys, but not real sure really. But this definitely needed it. I'm wondering, a lot of people were saying, especially on Twitter, that the damage per second needs to be going down a little bit. They needed to nerf that. But I still think this is going to be a very, very good card. People are going to be running the Dagger Duchess. They're going to be using it for sure. Number 20. Now, I wish we had Caleb on here because he uses this card. But the pump, it gets a nerf from 9 seconds to 12 seconds. So it added 13. So this is the generation time, the time that it generates elixir. You're waiting 12 seconds now for each elixir, but the duration, you're adding more duration though, 65 to 86 seconds more. So it's a 32% more time that it's on there, the duration time. So again, I'm not sure why Supercell or the Clash Royale, whatever, they marked this as a buff or as a nerf, because I think it's more of a rework, but we'll have to see. Now here's a card that we definitely needed a nerf as well. Number 21, we had the drill. First spawn time, plus 60%. This is absolutely huge. So it used to be 0.5 seconds, now it's 0.8 seconds. So this is exactly what the card needed, in my opinion. Now, what everybody was so surprised was number 22, the poison. The poison got a crown tower damage, negative 17%. So I'm glad they didn't mess with like the troops, but I think it's fine. I don't think it's like a whole lot. I mean, 17% more, it does sound like it's pretty scary, but I don't think this is going to kill the card by all means. I don't think, I think this is going to be a highly used card still. It's just crown damage. or tower damage. So I don't think it'll be as bad as what people were thinking. Now everybody was saying that where's the Little Prince buff or nerf? Everybody was worried about where's the Little Prince. We need the Little Prince on here we need to nerf the thing. One thing, I was watching Hunter and he was saying something like the Little Prince, a good nerf for it would be having a time limit right when you place the Little Prince to where you can't just spam the ability, because that's where the ability is so broken. So like when you place him onto the field, make it to where 3 seconds, and then you can do his ability. You can't just spam it. You know what I mean? So I think that's where a lot of people. I mean, this is just what Hunter CR was talking about in one of his videos recently. So I don't know, guys. What do you guys think about the Lumber Prince nerf there in that aspect? I don't know what else you could possibly. What if you nerf like instead of a 3 elixir ability, make it 4? I don't know. Stuff like that might actually kill the game, but having a champion that low for only 3 elixir really, which is crazy. I got some Twitter stuff here for you guys for these balance changes. I don't have very many, but Ricky, he said, why did they nerf the poison? It was already a balanced card. I kind of agree with that. Like I said, everybody was super surprised that they even messed with the poison, and not the Little Prince. That's what's kind of weird. So I really don't know about the poison yet, but I still think it's going to be a decent card still. Now, Sagar, he also said this, Elixir Collector nerf will kill it. Like, who will wait for 12 seconds to get 1 elixir? It's ridiculous how Supercell comes up with these such dumb ideas. Most of their recent updates and changes, except releases of Dagger Touchers, were making cycle decks stronger and nerfing beatdown like crazy. I mean, honestly, kind of looking at the big picture of all of this, it looks like they are kind of like nerfing the beatdown decks. Like the Dagger Touches are really good against beatdown. You know, beatdown like Golem has a Elixir Collector, stuff like that. Yeah, it just kind of seems like they are trying to get rid of beatdown. Now, beatdown also is really good having Dagger Touches as well. So I really don't think that's a thing. I don't think beatdown is extremely strong. Like Drill this season was really good. I think that giant elixir deck that we all hate, it was really good. So let's just go to the next one, guys. G on Twitter, he said, still no Little Prince, no giant, nothing else to the bomber. Still does 2 hits on towers, no damage nerf on Duchess. Did they even read the comments? So, like I said, guys, I want to know what your guys' opinion on this. Like, I kind of like, was the giant the reason why? Like, does the giant need the nerf? I can kind of see the Little Prince needing a nerf of some sort. I think it's very little. Like I said, I love Hunter's idea where it takes, maybe 3 seconds before you can activate its ability when you lay it on the field. Now, I don't know about the giant. Maybe the giant walks a little slower, or probably a HP nerf, possibly. And then what do you guys think about the bomber? Like, the bomber still does 2 hits on towers. Yeah, they've only upped like the cycle. A lot of people were saying the cycle was too small. Like, 1 cycle is crazy for the bomber, especially when the bomber's only 2 elixir. So having the bomber 2 cycles, I think it's necessary. I can almost go as far as 3 cycle. We'll see how this season goes. Now, if the bomber's still crazy, I would honestly, since it's a 2 elixir card, make it 3 cycle. Kind of like, isn't it the skeletons 3 cycle? They're only 1 elixir. They might be 2. Maybe I'm thinking of the Ice Spirit, the evolution. Yeah, I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? I'm just very curious. Honestly, absolute like opinion for these balance changes. I absolutely love this. A lot of these were the evolutions. Some of these were reworks. A lot of them were buffs. There was only one nerf, or there was two, or a lot of these were nerfs. There's only two buffs, really, which was the regular card of RG and the regular card of recruits. I absolutely love these. I think Supercell is really trying to mix up and shake up this meta. I think, because, this season especially, I think I agree with a lot of people, like, this meta just sucks. You only have a few cards. Like, you see Drill everywhere. You see the giant pump deck everywhere. Lava Hound is out there. I wouldn't say everywhere, but that's it. There's and Dagger Duchess were everywhere. So hopefully, I don't know, guys. Like I'm a little like questioning still about the Dagger Duchess nerf. Like I think it needed it to have less health. I think it has less health than the Cannoneer. Now don't quote me on that. I'm a little salty by the card just because I guess I wish I can use it because I only have it, I think, level 13, either 12 or 13. And one of my main decks that I've been love using is the Royal Recruits with Wall Breakers. And you can't really use Wall Breakers against the Dagger Duchess because you can't apply that pressure. You just throw in Elixir. So I kind of get frustrated with that. And I know there's, ways of doing stuff to make the, Wall Breakers connect or whatever. But I kind of wanted to see a damage per second nerf on the card, on the Tower Troop. So, I don't know. Like I said, I want to know what you guys think. I still think the Dagger Duchess are going to be everywhere. The top players are definitely going to be using the Dagger Duchess. It's just a really, really good card. Honestly, if they made the health 1500, I think people will still be using it. It's probably a little over-exaggeration because you could probably just rocket cycle when people are using Dagger Duchess. But hey, that's a kind of a cool idea. You get a really, really good damage per second card, but you can get rocket cycled, lightning cycled, whatever, and throughout the whole game. So I don't know. What do you guys think on that? But guys, that's going to do it for this episode. It is going to be a bit smaller. This is all I have. This is my first time podcasting solo. Let me know how it goes. Let me know, guys, let me know what you guys think of the solo podcast. I was kind of pumped to do it, but it is definitely weird not having either Caleb or Karate at the other end of the mic. It's just different. Like I have to come up with these ideas of what I think and not just asking somebody else the question and listening to, what Caleb or Karate thinks on these cards and aspects of these things. So, like I said, let me know what you guys think of the solo podcast. Like I said, it's definitely weird. If you haven't already, guys, please join the Discord server. It's really where I hang out a lot. So go ahead and join there, and you can talk to me there. Say hello. I'd love to meet you guys, all these listeners. And please go and sub on the YouTube channel. We're really trying hard to get this creator code. It's going to be a long process, but it's just a nice goal to have for this podcast. And when you set yourself a goal, I feel like you're just you get motivated and it keeps you I don't know, it just keeps you motivated for the most part. So go ahead and sub on YouTube so we can get to that 100 subs so we can finally send in our letter to Supercell. And like I said, it's no guarantee, but we'll just see how that goes. But if you guys want to support us free, you guys can leave a review or subbing or liking the video. Alrighty, we got some reviews. Glacier, he gave it a 5-star and said, "It's always a joy when one of these episodes are uploaded and it always makes my day. I listen to the episode." So thank you so much. I'm so glad that you love the episode. And this one's from my man CZ from the Discord. He said the podcast is great. Love all the discussions about the game. The hosts Dylan and Caleb also have built an amazing community on Discord. When I began listening to the podcast and joined the Discord, my POL best was only Master 2. After joining, I hit my new best every month, eventually hitting Ultimate Champion, and I have hit Ultimate Champion ever since. If you love Clash Royale things, this podcast is for you. Thank you, CZ, for the review. Love you, man. Thank you, man, for joining the pod. Thank you for joining the Discord. I love having you. You've been such an awesome dude there on the Discord. So thank you so much for that. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you in 2 weeks.